Namaste Virgo. This is your like Valentine's week reading combined with Mercury retrograde. I've never done Valentine's reading before. Typically don't put so much emphasis on Valentine's Day. For me, it is commercial and doesn't necessarily mean much. But I know that some people are into it. However, I just never focused on it. But this year, because it's on a Friday and it goes into a long weekend with President's Day, and for some people a long week altogether because they have time off President's Week, whether it's from work or school. I For that reason, I decided to do it. Also, because of the Mercury retrograde, I thought it might be interesting to take a look at the energy. So here we are, Virgo. This is yours. It's also right about time for me to get ready to do your bi-weekly reading again too. So, but this is going to be a focus on love and relationship. This is nothing else, just love and relationship. Your overall energy here is the Four of Swords. So we're starting out with possible Mercurian energy. Mercury is a ruler of Gemini. That could be what the swords are about. Also, of course, it reflects the energy of that of Libra and Aquarius as well. Four of Swords is about the need for rest, recovery, a break, vacation. In terms of an actual vacation, for me, it can be like the planning card, maybe considering it, thinking about it. Should I go visit somebody? Should I allow somebody to come visit me? And that can be through what some of us are going through. Mercury actually rules travel and modes of transportation, so it can affect that. So that may be why decision as to whether or not to take a vacation or some time off is in limbo. However, with Major Arcana card, the Magician upright, which also represents the sign of Gemini and the planet Mercury in the tarot, right behind it, you have the ability to manifest, whether it is a break, whether it is maybe you're tired of a break, you've had enough of a break and you want to come back together, maybe you've been in separation, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, you have the ability and the wherewithal to bring that into your life through the law of attraction. And here with the Nine of Cups also upright immediately behind it is you doing just that, is you manifesting and, focusing on an intention. And this is the minor arcana saying, yes, you can have it. Here it is, especially as it relates to love. It is a big resounding yes from the minor arcana. It's similar to major arcana card, the Star, which is also about dreams coming true, prayers being answered, and wishes being granted. Further to that, I have here your energy totally. It's the Eight of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic and maybe even going back to school. So you can take it literally, or for me, it's about reaping what you sow. Like the effort that you put into something, where you focus your intentions is from where you're going to manifest the outcome that you're seeking. That's what the Eight of Earth or Pentacles is all about for me. Also upright right behind it is Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor, which represents the planet Mars. Masculine planet of love, ruler of the signs of Aries and also Scorpio. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. When the Emperor shows up, it can be because you're having some sort of dealings with a large corporation, a government agency, some sort of authority or something. So for some, this can be tied into legal issues as it relates to love and relationship, could be divorce, could be, family court, or something, child support, custody, separation agreements, all of these type of things are possible. Or, maybe even getting married. Sometimes this represents for me the married man or the marrying kind, the marrying type, a man that wants to get married. And that can be, in my experience at least, that can be a very Virgo thing. I dated 2 Virgos for like pretty much most of my life. Because I had like these 2 boyfriends and then one other one I married, the third one. So, the first 2 were both September Virgos, and the first has been married. I think he's on his 3rd wife, so it's like he won't be single. And the second one is on his 2nd wife, and both had asked me to marry them when we were kids. I must have been, with the second one, I was like 16, 17 already. He already bought all 3 rings, like the engagement ring, my wedding band, his wedding band. So these are the type, in my experience, again, they like to be married. This Virgo man. So this can be definitely you. Also, this card shows up for me, and it's particularly with a male, but it can be a feminine energy too, or a female. Like a man with children, or a divorcee, a widower, all of those. Emperor can be representative of all of those. A father type, and maybe an uncle or something like that, who is some sort of like family authority. Maybe it's that sort of energy. And then speaking about manifestation again, oh wow, okay, you have a card here. It is healing sound. So the female nude body for me is always about surrender. And here she is in a position of meditation. And this card, healing sounds, for me, it can be very literal, and it can be like healing sounds in connection to meditation. So like guided meditation or binaural tones or your favorite genre of music that helps you to find peace and zen and chi, and maybe what you listen to while you do your yoga or other exercises or whatever. Or it can be like these healing sounds, these things that make us feel better, these words that heal relationships, which can definitely be connected to Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. And, we can be hearing things like, I'm sorry, I forgive you. That should have never happened. I love you. I like you. I care about you. I'm interested in getting to know you, whatever. All of those can be healing sounds. I'm sorry we, had an argument or whatever it is. All those can heal a situation and make a person or people, a relationship feel better. Right behind it, wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. So right behind it upright is Sacred Union. You guys may be like the second, third maximum to get this card, Sacred Union. You are the first to get both of these, and certainly back to back. Sacred Union is pretty straightforward. It is about Sacred Union. Moon Tree, which can be connected to me, to an energy of the moon. The moon in the tarot represents the sign of Pisces, maybe a water sign involved with all this blue especially. But again, Mercury going retrograde is currently stationed in Pisces, and that is where it will be retrograde, in the sign of Pisces. And I think at the end of the retrograde, right before it goes direct, it enters Aries. So that could be another reason why maybe the Mars card is here, the Emperor rather. But Moon Tree is about sacred marriage, and Sacred Union is about sacred union. So nobody's gotten cards like this before. Also right behind it is Enchantment. And this card is about living life, enjoying life, like seeing the beauty in everything, being happy that you woke up in the morning, stop taking life so seriously, which you guys may do, because, you guys are ruled by Mercury also. It's not just us Geminis. And so the fact that it's retrograde, it can be really, really intense for you as your ruler. This is telling you to stop and like smell the roses. Take a break. Take a break, maybe. So on that note, let's get into more specifics and specific relationship dynamics. To do that, I've been giving one card to each type. So these are for couples, the couples watching. Singles. It's complicated. And for everyone. And the overall energy is the Four of Swords. It can be about the need to take a break, or perhaps the fact that you have taken a break already and you're in separation, maybe you're ready to come out of it. We'll make connections with the other cards that also come up to see, what fits with a given dynamic. Couples. Wow, it is Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel of Fortune upright. So, it's going to sound strange to say that this is like a relationship needs, like a contract. Like a contract. Think contract, organization, logic, right? Structure, discipline. A relationship may need to be renegotiated. Like, we got to change the contract. We need a new dynamic. We got to switch things up and make things more tailored to us. Co-create the relationship we want, perhaps. Or because it's possibly when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, just like doesn't suit your needs anymore. Either as an individual, like, one person is feeling like this, or both, or, as a couple, like, this relationship just isn't doing it for us. It's not that the relationship is like doomed for failure or anything like that. But it is about, when this card shows up like this, it is about you deciding where you want the relationship to go and what you're willing to do about it, the work you're willing to put in order to make it that way, how you want it, so that it does work for you, so that you are happy being a married man and or married woman, or, in that type of commitment. So make sure that you talk, about how you're feeling. Again, that Mercury energy, the communication, talk about how you're feeling with your partner, what you want, what they want, and you both do the best you can to create the type of relationship that you strive to have, whether that is together or, for some, maybe it will be a decision to part ways. But so far, I don't see any other kind of cards like that. And we just saw that sacred marriage and sacred union. So if it was about you leaving your current relationship, it would be for a far better one, and one where you have a genuine deep soul connection. And perhaps that's why, or not just perhaps, that would be why the relationship you're currently in just doesn't do it for you anymore. This relationship doesn't do it for me anymore. It's not meant to do it for me. The one that's meant to do it for me is the one that is the soul connection. If I, like what two souls God has joined together, let no man's hair asunder. That's what the soul marriage is. So if you have that with somebody else, of course, it is impossible, no matter what they do and no matter what you do, for the relationship that you're in to surpass that, for your feelings to surpass that, for it to ever work in a healthy and honest way if you are tied to somebody else like that. It just can't. So you think about it and figure out what applies to you. Singles, very nice energy for singles. The Eight of Cups. So ready to get out there. When the Eight of Cups in reverse shows up for a single, it means you have got to take every opportunity that you have that is presented to you to get out into the world. What's that other card that I said? This means enchantment, right? It showed up for you guys. It's right here behind the sacred marriage. How are you going to meet the sacred partner if you are single? By getting out and enjoying the world. The stars, the earth, the water, go by the beach, all these things. Just enjoy life. Get out there and enjoy the earth, and nurture her and nurture yourself through her and in her. You just got to be engaged with life, engaged with the world in any and every way that you can. You cannot stay home feeling lonely and doing the, oh, woe is me. Maybe you can even have an opportunity of making someone else feel better by going to spend time with them. And, the same way like misery loves company, you can also spread positive emotions. Like they say, smiles and things are contagious. So if you're feeling happy and upbeat and having a zest for life, you can pass that on to somebody else too. That was singles. It's complicated. Okay. Similarly, your card, the Five of Cups in reverse, is also sort of about like getting out of your funk. You're finally realizing that you can have a happy and meaningful relationship. You don't have to have a toxic relationship. You don't have to feel like you're single, even though you're tied to somebody. You can have a relationship where you all up and through with somebody. You are, in their heart always, and with them always, not physically, because that would creep me out and smother me, and probably you guys too, with the Mercurian energy. But like the connection is always there in a genuine way when you feel that love at the depths of your soul, because that's from where it comes. That's where it lives. That's where it exists. It is a true soulmate relationship. So you are realizing that you can have that kind of love. And even where it's not this sort of sacred union and get like the highest level of a spiritual union, you can have a soulmate relationship. You can have somebody who is, has a mutual love and respect for you, where you guys support one another and you're on the same page, and you just both get it. You just both get it. You know that you can have that now. You maybe at one point you believed, I got to take whatever I can get because that's not meant for me. It's not true anymore. You don't have to accept abuse or toxicity, or try to force a relationship, change yourself, change the other person to make something work with, just the wrong partner. You just don't have to. So some of these can go together, and where, for example, the married person or partnered person, committed person you're also here because it's complicated, because something's not going wrong. Just like I was saying before, if you cannot force a relationship to work where there is somebody else existing in the world for you, to whom you have that soul connection. So the same thing goes for these as complicated people who are feeling that, whether you are among the singles and you're ready to get out into the world and say, like, screw this relationship that's not working, or you're among, the so-called couples that are just not very happy, and you're realizing it's time for you to get out into the world and to meet somebody else too, because that really genuine, deep love that Piscean energy is bringing, because that's what it does. Neptune, Pisces ruler, is the ruler of like the deepest depths of love and emotion, and like unconditional love, your higher self. That's all from Neptune and Pisces, where Mercury's stationed. So it's getting you in touch with that. Again, Virgos, Geminis, Pisces, we're going to have the most intensity with this because our ruler as Virgos and Geminis is in Pisces retrograde. So those three signs definitely going to feel it the most. Yeah, you guys are ready to, you just know that you're worth more. You deserve more. And at least you should be getting what you give. So if you haven't been experiencing that in your relationships, some of you are going to decide to leave them because there is this really unbelievable, incredible love awaiting you once you cut those cords. Everybody. I forgot what column. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. This is you. This is you being particularly, attractive to a lot of people. If you are single and you're getting yourself out there, you got options, you got choices. This is you, fertile with energy. And also fertile in a literal sense. It's a good time to, work on getting pregnant if you have been trying and hadn't been working before, or some of you may be finding out that you are pregnant now. This may be really directly a Libra, Taurus, or Gemini with whom you're dealing, or maybe this is your energy combined, like you are a, Virgo, Libra, Cuspian, for example, something like that is happening. Those relationships that are committed and happy can expect to get a lot even sweeter and deeper and just incredible, like moving toward that sacred union, sacred marriage, Neptune, Piscean level kind of love. Sometimes we can get a little OD. So, again, even with good things, we have to be careful about balance. Too much can sometimes be too much. You know what I mean? Watch the emotional side of that, especially with Mercury being in retrograde in a water sign, in Pisces. But yeah, if you're single, this could be even if you're not looking, this could be the time when you absolutely find somebody, and then we see the kind of somebody you have the potential of finding, the sacred union, again, sacred marriage type love. And for everybody, especially females, just incredibly attractive in like all we do and everything we do. And for males and or masculine energies, this is also a time where you are guided to maybe lean on that feminine part of yourself. It's very king of water, like being in control of balanced energies and being male and being masculine, but still having some, sensitivity and a little bit of vulnerability also to get that masculine energy all balanced out and sexier. All right. So further to this, advice cards for each dynamic. So for the couples, the Knight of Water, somebody might be coming from your past. Virgo, every reading that I do for you, for like the past 3 readings, I'm going to say at least, there has been this person from the past, the one that got away. I think your real soulmate for a lot of you, like your real sacred husband or wife, partner is somebody from your past for a lot of you. Even if that's not the case, because then I say that because the Knight of Water or Knight of Cups for me is often somebody who is returning to your life, and Mercury retrograde also does that. It brings back exes like there's no tomorrow. But if that's not the case, the Knight of Water in general, in terms of love, is about that sort of, being swept off your feet, just overwhelming abundance of love in your relationships, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and maybe even an invitation to a social event. So I just talked about balancing emotions, how with this Empress energy, we all need to lean on both our masculine and feminine side, but maybe get a little bit more in touch with our feminine side, because we probably have not been if she's showing up like this. So this guides us also to balance emotions, and talks about that incredible love that's coming, or deepening and sweetening of our current relationships if they're happy and working. Singles, Major Arcana card 2 is about partnership. The High Priestess. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. So not only while you're out, might you meet somebody, but you might meet somebody who's not your usual type, or maybe, you meet them outside of your usual haunts, as they say, like where you're not used to hanging out, or there's some sort of drastic difference between you and them. You are particularly tall and they're particularly short. You're black, they're white. Muslim, Jewish, or Christian, all those sort of stark differences, but you're finding a way to come together with the High Priestess. One is older, one is younger. You're realizing like that's okay. And again, you're out here meeting a lot of different people, and a lot of people are finding you attractive, all different types. It's complicated. So now the Empress. So again, it not only is it complicated, maybe it's becoming complicated because some of you are turning up pregnant, and you're like, oops, I'm adding that to the equation, with whatever situation you already had going on, whether happy or unhappy. Sometimes this can just present a whole new need for, new decisions and thoughts and ideas, and what are we going to do here? Restructuring of a relationship, as I mentioned here with the Wheel of Fortune. We got to plan. We got to make a whole new plan. We got to scratch that what we were going to do, and now we got to change everything because I'm pregnant. That could be what's happening. Like I said over here, Major Arcana card 3, the Empress, represents the signs of Libra, Taurus, and Gemini. Lavish abundance, maybe a bundle of joy, that is. Give birth to your dreams or an actual baby. Nurture yourself and others like your child that you're going to have or that you're having. Again, it's also about being particularly attractive, and now you have it doubly. So those of you who are unhappy and it's so complicated that I'm dating other people, you're really attractive right now to other people, and you may meet somebody again out of your usual haunts, with these two cards crossing each other, or two Empresses and the High Priestess just exuding, sexual energy and femininity. It's just over. We're ODing right now. With it. So just a lot of possibilities for you guys, love wise, again, could be sex wise. If you, depending upon you can have whatever kinds of relationships you want to have right now. You've got options in all the different, areas. If you want one night stand, you just want to have some fun, you're looking for a real relationship, like you can find any and all of those types of love. And lastly, for everybody, Ace of Fire. So new passionate beginnings, or beginnings with people about whom we're passionate. So whether we're committed and happy, again, if we are, it's a deepening of our relationship. It's getting even more better. If we, couldn't think it could get any better, it is. And for the rest of us, who are looking for something fresh and something new, that is also a possibility. With this deck, we'll do the same thing. Speaking of fire signs, I don't know if I mentioned, with the Ace of Fire, Major Arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune, does represent the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. Jupiter and the Wheel of Fortune also tied are connected to the fixed signs, that is Leo, so fellow fire sign Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, the Empress, and who did I leave out? Oh, Scorpio. That could be who the Knight of Water is. All right, so further to that, another sign got the gateway in this position, but it's about deciding, what's our next phase? What's the next step? And some people, will decide to go together. I think the majority are going to decide to go together. And some people may decide, we each are going to be stepping through the gateway alone into the next phase of our lives. We're transitioning into something completely different. For the singles, told you there's a lot of hot, sexy, feminine, and, just sexual energy going on here. So you guys could be making any and all kinds of connections. Totally up to you. No judgment from me about, how much or who you do. For the It's Complicated, it's more this energy of balance, and there's something coming up here with air and water, which can be the Mercury in Pisces or other connections. This card also feels like Temperance to me, which Temperance represents the sign of Sagittarius too. So that can be from where the fire is, but there may be a masculine in particular that has something to communicate, and he's looking for support and love, like despite what has to be said, whether that is the relationship that you're tied to currently, the one that makes it complicated. Maybe that's why it's complicated, like something's gone unsaid and I got to tell you. And for some it can be this, new relationship, somebody you meet, you guys have more of a balance together. There is more of this desire to support, but also allowing yourself to be supported by someone else, and even showing some vulnerability. This masculine appears to be crying, some vulnerability, some sensitivity, some emotion. Somebody may have to it might be complicated because somebody may, a masculine or male specifically, may have to tell the woman that maybe somebody else is pregnant. Maybe that's why it's complicated. Yeah. And lastly, for everyone, where there are difficulties in our relationships with other people, or where, for those of us singles that we're continuing to nurture ourselves, or it can really apply to any and everybody that needs and wants to nurture themselves. This is about healing the relationship with you first and foremost before anybody else. Hope you guys have enjoyed your reading. I enjoyed doing it for you. If you like the video, please actually like the video by giving it a thumbs up. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. If you like your own private reading or energy healing or merchandise or whatever, or, just to kick it on social media or something, have some laughs, conversation, advice, information for any and all of that will be in the description box below. Thank you. Namaste.